So as I was saying, newer growth theories, say newer in quotes, growth theories, look at technology changes as being endogenous. So the growth associated with these technology changes is not happening from some outside force, but within the model. So growth is achieved through risky, costly, innovative activity that's occurring within this economy. And it's occurring because of signals. Response to economic signals, like price. And so we think of this technology change as this endogenous tech change. We can think of learning by doing. So these are some of the sources of this endogenous tech change. So learning by doing, you learn as you do more of something and you become more productive at it. The second would be knowledge transfer. And we see that happening around the world now, where as soon as the technology comes out one place, it quickly travels around the world, and there's this transfer of knowledge that's happening throughout our world. As soon as, mostly whenever one country has access to certain levels of technology, it starts to diffuse in different parts of the world. We're transferring knowledge. I mean, the internet is a great leveler in terms of this transfer of knowledge. 3, so market structures and innovation. So we talked a lot, we talked briefly before, and we talked about competition policy, how even if we had oligopoly and monopolistic competition, they might not be the most efficient economic market structures because there's this deadweight loss. But maybe the government doesn't want to get involved because chasing these economic rent or chasing this economic profit is really driving innovation and growth in these companies. So market structures can encourage companies to try to capture this economic profit by coming up with new technology and new products. The fourth is we can often see shocks. So sometimes shocks to the system, and maybe we're experiencing a shock right now in terms of COVID, which is kind of increasing certain kinds of technology just because of some economic shock that's happening, or in response to economic shock and the signals that are being sent by this economic shock in terms of the price signals. So that's what kind of newer theories concentrate on in terms of this endogenous technology change. But there's also this idea that why does productivity or why does marginal product have to be decreasing? What if marginal product is increasing? So as I was just saying, these newer growth theories, besides looking at endogenous technology change, they emphasize the possibility of increasing marginal returns to investment. Of increasing marginal returns to investment, in the sense that the next unit of investment is more productive than the last. And they look at this in a couple different ways, or we can think of a couple different ways this might be true. The first is a market development So when markets are first appearing, there might be a few reasons why we see this increase in returns to investment. First is that, usually when an industry is established, it might develop a new type of skills that subsequent firms, when they enter the industry, can start to utilize. So think about like the electric car industry. It developed a certain kind of worker that were able to concentrate on the production of those kind of cars, and subsequent firms can utilize that when they come in. And this could cause an increase in productivity. The same is true for, these electric car firms that were the first movers might have ran into a bunch of problems that they've overcome. Well, newer entrants to this industry can see those issues and avoid them. They can learn from that. And the last reason why we might see these increasing returns to investment in markets as they get developed is that the infrastructure might improve. Relating to that industry, we can see that in electric cars in terms of the car stations appearing everywhere. They can see that there's this infrastructure happening already, and they can take advantage of that infrastructure. It's already there, which kind of makes investment more profitable at this point. So the second kind of category is going to be knowledge transfer. Or increasing returns to knowledge. And this is the idea that, with physical capital, only one person can use it at a time. Whereas with knowledge and ideas, anybody can use it, or people can use it simultaneously. And with things like the internet and stuff like that, we have this incredible transfer of knowledge that can happen. So as soon as one kind of breakthrough can happen, that breakthrough can be applied to lots of different areas and by lots of different people. And this could lead to increasing returns or increasing productivity of investment.